Hi, I'm Ipami. Welcome back to my channel. So I don't know about you guys, but I definitely do not stop playing video games even if it's summertime. I like to bring my Switch or my Steam Deck with me if I'm going away on trips or wherever. The gaming grind never stops, but there's definitely a couple of games that I feel like fit the summer vibe specifically very well. Or maybe you're not going away on a trip this summer and you're staying home, you're trying to stay out of the heat, but you still want to get that sort of summer vacation feeling. Then I have a couple of games for you that I think you'll really enjoy and that definitely fit this free summery vibe. So let's dive into my list. So I have a bunch of games both for the Nintendo Switch and for Steam. Some of them are on both, so I think most of these are perfect to play handheld, and I'll let you know what platform, whether they're for Steam or the Nintendo Switch. The first game on my list is Dordogne, which is available both on Steam and on the Nintendo Switch, and this is a perfect summery cozy game. It is definitely also a little bit sad. It's like a visual novel where you get to do a lot of interactive stuff, like you get to run around, so it's not your typical visual novel where you just read the story. It's definitely very interactive too, and this is perfectly summery vibes, specifically also for me because we used to actually go to this area in France when I was a kid with my family to visit there for holidays, like go camping. In general, it does give off this sort of like summer holiday vibe because the main character spends her summers with her grandparents in Dordogne in France, sort of like exploring, getting to know the people there, discovering little secrets. And this story follows the main character years later, and now that she's older, and she doesn't really have any memories of that time. Her grandma has sadly passed away, and she decides to go visit that home that she used to go with her grandma. Her grandma lived there. Then she slowly starts recovering her memories back. The art style of this one is whimsical, and just everything about it does remind me a lot of summer, which is why it's on my list as well. I think it's just such a perfect summer game to play. But yeah, be prepared for some sadness too. It's not just very light, airy, and fluffy, and definitely deals with themes like family, loss of family, stuff like that. Alright, next up we have Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life, which is also available both on Steam and on Nintendo Switch, and I've talked about this game a couple of times already. It's been really fun. So this is a remake of the original, I think it was back then still Harvest Moon games. If you played this as a kid, I feel like this is even better for you to play during summertime because it will probably bring back a lot of like nostalgic summer holidays spent playing this game type of memories for you. But even if it's not something that you played in your youth, which I never played this when I was younger, you can still get sort of that feeling from it. Just in general, I feel like these types of games, Story of Season games, are just really good to play during summer. There's long summer seasons, of course there's all types of seasons in here. You get to farm and be outside and explore and get to know all of the villages, which I think fits the summer vibe really well too. To me, it also gives me that feeling of playing these games, Harvest Moon games, Story of Season games, when I was younger during longer summer holiday breaks. Even if you didn't play this specific game, I feel like if you did used to game as a kid during the summer, this is just gonna invoke that feeling too for you. It's a very cute remake. Do keep in mind that if you haven't played this game when you were a child, this is a more slow going Story of Seasons game. Like, you don't do much, I would say, compared to games like Stardew Valley. It's a lot more laid back and easy, but I feel like it does really fit the whole, you move to a small town, you start a farm, you do some farming, you get to know the villagers, you do some fishing, stuff like that. All right, next up we have Bear and Breakfast. I have to include this one, of course, because B&B, I mean, immediately think of going on a holiday. So this one is also available on Steam and the Nintendo Switch, and this is another hilarious game where you have this cute little bear Hank, and he decides to start a bed and breakfast, bear and breakfast. And so all of these tourists that come here are very unsuspecting and don't know that this B&B is run by a bear in the middle of the woods. So this is a laid-back management adventure game, and you play as the well-meaning bear Hank, and as your business expands, so do the mysteries of the forest, and Hank soon finds himself uncovering a plot deeper than the wilderness itself. So you can just like build and manage your whole B&B, but you can also make friends into some foraging, and you can explore the forest and discover this mystery. And I don't know, just everything about this really fits the summer vibe for me as well, and it reminds me a little bit of like Gravity Falls or something, which I also very much associate with summertime. All right, next on my list is Coral Island. Coral Island is currently only out in early access on Steam, but there are plans to eventually get it on Nintendo Switch as well. But porting games to consoles always is a huge undertaking, so be patient. It will be there at some point. For now, if you really want to get it, it runs really well on Steam Deck. It recently got Steam Deck verified, so you can definitely play it handheld on the the Steam Deck if you own one. This is such a good game, and obviously it fits the summer vibes really well. Coral Island, like we're on this more tropical island, is inspired by Indonesia and Indonesian culture, so it already to me really gives a very strong summer vibes. It's just beautiful. The art style is stunning for this one. It's another farming-ish game, but there's lots more to do than just running your farm. All of the townsfolk are stunning. They are getting a new update out next month, which will include merfolk and dateable merfolk, and they look amazing. This is just a game that I love so much. I'm currently holding off with playing it until the new update is there, and then I'm definitely gonna start a new farm, and I'll probably also stream it over on Twitch. I can't wait. And what I also really like about this one is that there's a whole storyline. There's also lots of magical stuff involved, and it's very focused on environmentally friendly, sort of like restoring the environment, evil corporations, you know, having an oil spill in the ocean, stuff like that. So I do really appreciate the focus on that as well. You can dive in this game, which is another thing that I very much associate with summer, you know, diving in the ocean. So yeah, perfect summer game, I would say as well. Next up, we have Everdream Valley, and Everdream Valley is available both on Steam and the Nintendo Switch again. So this is another one where I immediately, the beginning reminds me so much of like summer holidays, because you play as the main character and you sort of get dropped off by your mom for the summer to stay at your grandparents' farm. So this is another one where you spend the summer holiday literally at this farm, so it reflects IRL summer very, very well. The environment, everything is also very sunny and warm. This is another really fun twist on your regular old farming mechanic, where you get to farm by day and sort of explore the farm, redo it and make it pretty. But then there's this fun little mechanic where at night you can sort of like enter in your dreams, you can enter these animal minds and sort of like unravel this mystery too. So again, a sort of like magical touch, magical twist to it. I've only played this for a little bit. I want to play more of it, but so far I have definitely really enjoyed it. One tiny little thing that I just have to mention that I enjoy so much is that your grandparents also walk around on the farm, and even though they're like NPCs, they seem very real because they're also actually working on the farm. They move around, you see them like interacting, sort of like getting rid of weeds and all of that stuff, which was one thing that made me feel even more immersed, you know, like I was actually there with my grandparents during summer on their farm. All right, 2 more games on my list. The first one is Little Friends Puppy Island. And so Little Friends Puppy Island also really reminds me of a summer game because it is definitely in summer. The weather is so nice. You arrive on this island, which again, very much, you know, summer holiday vibes. Your friend is, I think, away on holiday or something, and so you get to look out for his puppy and eventually get more puppies as well. You get to name them, you get to play with them, you get to wash them, you get to take them on walks, you get to play little mini games with them. It is just, it's so much fun. And this is again specific for me, but some of you might have had the same experience, because there's one thing I've learned from the internet, is that there's no single unique experience in life. You might also have played Nintendogs when you were younger during summer holidays. That was definitely me. I have this vivid memory of at first just during the day being outside to play with my friends, and then getting back home and sort of being tired and it was still very hot out. So I opened my window, I laid down on my bed and I played Nintendogs, and I went to check on my little dog. I think I had like a chihuahua or something. And so that just, I loved it so much. And also with Nintendogs, you could also compete and do little tricks and train them and bathe them and take care of them. And it was just so much fun. Little Friends Puppy Island definitely feels like a spiritual successor in that aspect to me. And again, it just gives off such good summer vibes, not just because I have that sort of nostalgia attached to it when playing it during the summer, but also because the game itself feels like it's very much set in summer. And the last game on my list is Havendock, which I recently got sent a review code for as well, which is really exciting because it recently got a major update. And this one is on my list specifically because it's set in the ocean, and again, I personally really associate like good summer weather and ocean, you know, with summer holidays. So I feel like it definitely should be on my list because of that. Havendock is a cozy colony sim, and you can build a peaceful settlement in the middle of the ocean. So some of the new content here is that you can visit Cow Island and talk to Cattleman Josh, and you can add another adorable animal to your pack. And if you feed these cows, then you can also get milk and make delicious desserts and cheese from that. But then you can also go to Bird Island and meet Mother Kiwi and do a small quest for her to populate the island with adorable kiwi birds. You can also take a ride on Mother Kiwi's back. There's also a fishing village that you can now rebuild and recruit new fishermen to bring it back to its former glory. You can fish for new fish. There's like a new cave. There's lots of new content that they've added to what I think is already a really fun looking game that is apparently still out in early access, so I think we can expect lots more of these big updates coming. But yeah, a lot about this is just the perfect summer game for me. These sort of coastal vibes, getting to rebuild this cute small little like coastal village, and also of course raising your own cows. Interacting with all of these animals is just really fun. So yeah, that's it for my list of cozy games that I would... Oh, it just kicked my camera. That is it for my list of cozy games that I would specifically recommend to play during the summer that just give me that extra chill summer holiday feeling, or just feel like the weather is always nice. I hope it's helpful to you and you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've played any of these games or what games you would recommend that give you that true summer feeling. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can find all of my social media linked in my description box down below, as well as my Discord server, which you're very free to join. And I also have a Patreon page, which you're very free to join as well, and join the lovely community of Oakwood. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.